Humans have a long history with stars. It may have started with the pyramids, it continued with navigation. Galileo built a telescope to see them. Even today, people feel a cosmic connection through the stars. They are our past, present, and if we're lucky, our future. In this video, we'll explore the what, why, and where of our night sky. We'll cover the constellations as well as our own solar system and galaxy. It's hard to wrap your mind around, but it's well worth the effort. First things first. As observers on Earth, we are spinning west to east. It is for this reason that the sun rises in the east. It is the first part of your local atmosphere to scatter sunlight into your everyday blue. And it's not just the sun, the moon, the stars, and every planet rises in the east and sets in the west. This apparent motion across our sky is described in astronomy by the celestial sphere. This is an imaginary sphere spinning around our own Earth. Rather than thinking about where the stars are actually positioned in the universe, we describe stars as they seem, as if they were painted on the inside of a giant sphere surrounding Earth. Half of the sphere will be blocked by the Earth we stand on, with different stars visible depending on where you live. Most of us are looking at the same stars though, as over 90% of humans live in the northern hemisphere. Let's look at some of these stars. This is the Big Dipper of Ursa Major. It features on the flag of Alaska, symbolizing the north. Its two brightest stars can be used as a pointer towards the North Star, also called Polaris. Polaris hangs near the celestial sphere's north pole and therefore has no apparent movement. In contrast, Ursa Major rotates around the North Star with the seasons. You may have heard of the Zodiac. This is made up of 13 constellations which are highly visible from Earth at different months of the year. The Sun sits between the Earth and a different zodiac constellation at each point of the year, obscuring it entirely. The movement of this line extending from Earth through the Sun is described as the Sun's path through the zodiac. In astronomy, it is called the ecliptic, because when the moon gets in the way of that line, we get a solar eclipse. The ecliptic from Earth is the path the Sun makes in the sky. Our day-night cycle disguises the changes in trajectory over time. I only really notice seasonal changes, like the Sun appearing lower or closer to the horizon during the winter. You can also see planets from Earth, but it's difficult to tell them apart. Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn can be seen anytime, anywhere. When Venus is visible, it is always seen right after sunset or right before sunrise, near the horizon in the direction of the Sun. Well, what is the Sun? The Sun is a ball of plasma sitting in the center of our solar system, so big that it could easily contain over 1 million planet Earths. It generates tremendous energy fusing 1 proton hydrogens into 2 proton heliums. When the Sun runs out of hydrogen in its core, it will move on to the hydrogen in its outer shell. It will expand as it does so and consume the Earth in the process of becoming what is known as a red giant. We still have at least 4 billion years of hydrogen left though. Hopefully by that time, we're a multi-solar system species. Our own solar system is arranged in a plane. The planets are arranged flat around the Sun like marbles on a table, with the 4 rocky planets closer to the Sun and the 4 giant planets further away. The smaller ones, Mercury, Venus, Earth and Mars, are all made of rock and metal. Jupiter and Saturn are gas giants, mostly made out of hydrogen and helium. Uranus and Neptune are ice giants. Like our solar system, our home galaxy, the Milky Way, is a plane too. Flat Earth is for people with no imagination. There's a whole flat galaxy out there. The reason why it's called the Milky Way is because we're looking at it side on, and the diffuse light from many stars bleed together into what looks like a single whitish road, or Milky Way, across the sky. The galactic center, which we rotate around, probably contains a black hole. This is an area of space-time with gravity strong enough that nothing can escape it, including light. They are formed from dying stars, when their own gravity becomes stronger than the nuclear reactions that power their core. That's the end of the video. Remember, like and subscribe if you haven't already. Shout out to my boy Hashim for the interesting topic. If anyone else has a topic, please leave it in the comments below.